So you may have seen a few days ago that I'm deciding, or have decided to make a teaching facility, but I won't be building it because I can barely use a hammer. And I wanted to share with you what I've got in store. So the first thing that needed to be considered was what I was going to do with the fairly large outbuilding that is already in existence at the bottom of my property. So there's two options really. We could start pretty much from scratch and build a completely new building, purpose-built, or we could try and retain some of the original aesthetics of the existing building and kind of build onto the back of it. Sadly for our builders, we've chosen to actually retain some of the existing building. We were quite keen to keep some of the aesthetics of the original building because it's quite nice, looks like a bit of a log cabin in the woods. And we've decided to put a box onto the back of it, which from what I gather is going to be a little bit more tricky, but we'll get there in the end. The design that we have in mind is going to give the room 25 feet in total length. Now that might seem quite a lot, but for the actual flight scope to pick up the ball flight accurately, we need at least 12-13 feet of ball flight. So that demands that the room is quite big. We've also got cameras behind the player and at the side as well, so we need quite a big space for that. The room's going to retain its original width, so it's going to be 20 feet. And I was quite keen for the building to be quite big as well, because I didn't really want people to come in and feel claustrophobic or feel as though they were a little worried about hitting something with the club when they were swinging, because that could affect the way that they were swinging the club. Now, to keep going with the big theme, we decided to make it kind of almost 12 feet in height. Now, most golf simulator manufacturers and the companies that install indoor simulators recommend between sort of 9-10 feet as being a basic minimum, and so that nobody's going to really kind of put the golf club through the ceiling or anything. But we decided to go to 12 feet because I think, again, that gives people a real sense of freedom to swing. Plus, we're going to put the mother of all screens in. This thing is going to be 16 feet wide and it's going to be 10 feet high, so that's going to be pretty immersive. So that's kind of leading into what's going to be taking place inside the building. Mentioned the big screen there, but I'm going to do another separate video talking about the technology and the interior of this new build, so you get a bit of a picture as to what it might look like. As to whether we'll ever get there is another thing entirely, but we've got a pretty high specification for this build. We're hoping that we can actually meet those specifications and make it something quite special. So I hope to see you again soon. I should get another video up probably at some point early next week, just talking about what we're going to be doing with the inside of this build. I'll see you soon.